Alright guys, so I ordered a musket from Veteran Arms, and I was originally going to do an unboxing video, but it was just way too big, and I decided it would be better to get it out, shoot it, and then do a video on it, and I may do some more videos on it in the future. But this is a 1778 Charleville, which is basically a 1766. It was the long arm of the Continental Army during the Revolutionary War. So I'd always wanted one, something from the Rev War, even though this is a reproduction. And I just never pulled the trigger on it. Was always afraid to get into the flintlock realm of things. I'm pretty good with percussion. I've been shooting percussion for a long time. But I wanted to discuss some things with these Indian-made guns and Veteran Arms. So when I had originally pulled this out of the box, I was a little bit displeased, I guess you could say. Now these are not as expensive as the Pedersoli guns. I mean, the Pedersoli 1766 and the 1777 Charlevilles are $1,800–$1,900. I believe I paid $750 for this. Yeah, I think it was $750, maybe $800, somewhere around there. And I've watched a lot of 11 Bang Bang's channel, and I've watched a lot of his Indian-made musket videos, and he doesn't ever have any issues with his. So I was like, all right. I'm a reenactor for Civil War. A lot of guys use the Indian-made stuff. Some of my issues with the Indian-made stuff is no matter what rifle you get, it's always a smoothbore. Whereas like my 1861 from Pedersoli has rifling in it. Now, this gun is supposed to be a smoothbore, so it doesn't matter. So I figured I'd go ahead and try one. I've been looking for a flintlock. I was originally going to get something smaller for hunting, and because I might start hunting again, but I decided I wanted to get one of these, and I thought it would be really cool to take a deer with a smoothbore, especially something like this with the history on it. So, but when I pulled it out of the box, I was kind of upset. So, the lock was completely filthy, the outside and the inside. The pan was dirty. The inside of the barrel was caked with fouling. They shot it once or twice, I guess, test firing it. I'm glad they test fired it. I'm not saying, that I wish they wouldn't have, but they didn't clean it out or anything. It didn't come with much grease on it, like the Pedersolis do. So the Pedersoli, I believe what Pedersoli does is they test fire them, clean them, and then pack them in like this white lithium grease, which honestly I could kind of do without because that stuff is a pain in the ass. But irregardless, so when I pull this out, I mean, you can see that I didn't do any of that on the stock. That was all fresh out of the box. It came to me like that. You can tell the barrel bands are way too tight, and then this one is loose. But you can tell the barrel bands are way too tight. They should have never been put on. And then there's a little bit of scratches on top of the barrel, but not too bad. Now, in all honesty, my Pedersoli gun, the barrel bands were way too tight, and that gun actually has some really long scratches on the barrel from the barrel bands. This doesn't have the deep scratches, but it does. The stock is pretty gouged up. So I spent an hour trying to get these with a Dremel, trying to get these to fit properly, and I can get this one on and off now without any tools. This one I can get on by my hand, but I still have to lightly tap it with a mallet to get it off, which is fine. That's the way it's gonna stay. And then this here, I did that. I was trying to dry fire and get used to this like 12-pound trigger, and I lifted the frizzing up here so it wasn't striking the frizzing constantly, and I did it like twice, and it chipped this piece of wood off here. So that was my fault. That was ignorance on my end. Not a big deal. Also, if you look and see the the Metalwork. I don't know how well you can see that. I may roll in some pictures if I have any, but the Metalwork is pretty rough, to say the least. And on the barrel bands too, it's really rough. I guess that's what I should have expected for an Indian-made gun. I just figured, I know that Veteran Arms does things like they reharden the frizzen, they tune the locks so they work properly, and I will say that this gun worked 100%. I had one issue with one load. I fired it like 6 times. It kept sparking the pan, ignited fine, but it wouldn't ignite the main charge. I did finally get it, but that may just be on me because I'm still new to the whole flintlock business. So I will say that whatever they did to this whole system, it works good. And then you can see that, but the wood to metal fit there is kind of poop. So I was to the point where I thought about sending this back and just getting my money back. But I decided to keep it because, like I said, the Italian-made guns, the Charlevilles, are just too expensive, and I'm not spending that much money. So I went out today and shot it, and it shot great. Like I said, it is a smooth bore, and I flinched really bad every time I shot this. And I only shot like 6 or 7 rounds. I only had like an hour of daylight left, and I got to get used to the flash here. It's pretty bright. It was getting dark out. I sent the guy an email, and to his credit, he's great. He got back to me within a couple hours, and he's like, listen, the guns are bright metal, which basically means they have no finish on them. You know, that's the way they were back in the day. I understand that. I have an 1861. That's the same way. The U.S. didn't start putting finishes on guns held to the trapdoor Springfield, I don't think. Everything else before that was all in the white. So I get that, and I don't mind. I do take steel wool to them. You have to keep them clean, keep the rust off. And I keep my guns pretty well oiled. I keep them in a case. But to come from the factory with rust already on it was a little annoying. I ordered the rifle, some musket balls, and a sling, and you can tell the sling is not on. It's supposed to be a white sling, and I think for the most part it is, but it has like a tint of blue to it. I don't know if it's coming up on camera or not, so I'm not going to use this sling. I just think it looks, quite frankly, it looks like dog shit. So I'm not going to use this. I will spend some money on a higher quality sling. So that is what it is. I could care less about that, to be frank with you. Gun does shoot good. I was hitting the target at 25 yards. This gun was a blast to shoot. I absolutely had a great time with it. Glad I ordered it, and I'm glad I decided to keep it. So I'm planning on getting some paper cartridges once I get better at learning how to load, or how much, you know, powder to put in the pan and all that. And I may make another video or 2 on it. So, but I wanted to get this video out and just say, hey, I bought it. Give you guys some close-ups of what you can expect out of the box. And this doesn't just go with Veteran Arms. This is if you order one of these Indian-made muskets off of any of the websites like Heritage, Military Heritage, or whatever. All the Indian-made guns are gonna have kind of shoddy metal work. I think 11 Bang Bang said he refinished the stocks, I think, on all of them. I'm not sure if this is why, stuff like this is why, or what. But anyways, it is what it is. I'm happy to have it. It fills a gap in my collection. And to be honest with you, I absolutely love this gun. And I probably will buy more from them. Because even though the gun is rough, it's not that rough. It does shoot good. And honestly, I use my muskets. They get used. So that's not a problem. They're going to get dirty. So anyways, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to get to them. And let me know if you bought anything from Veteran Arms and what your experience was. And I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.